Good day, my dear students. We are now on the third quarter of the strengthened senior high school curriculum under general mathematics. And for today's video, we're going to proceed with trigonometry. This is the math of triangles that helps us describe and measure the world around us. So particularly, this video will tackle the trigonometric ratios in a right-angled triangle. So this also tackles what they mean, where they came from, and how we can see them in a real life object. So before that, let us first have the learning competencies. So for this video, you, my dear learners, should be able to illustrate the trigonometric ratios in a right angled triangle using a real life object or figure. And also, you should be able to solve practical problems involving right triangles. So to put things down into business, let us formally define trigonometry. So from its etymology, trigonometry comes from the two Greek words trigonon, which means triangle, and metron, which means measure. So trigonometry literally means measuring triangles. So it was also formally defined by Johnson, year 2016, as a branch of mathematics that focuses on relationships between the sides and angles of triangles. So if you're interested more about trigonometry, I want you to visit this link here. This is a PDF file format created by Mr. Johnson, year 2016, from the Governor's State University. So technically, trigonometry is used whenever we need to find unknown sides or angles, from building designs to navigation to satellite positioning. So all of these forms triangles, and whenever triangles are involved, we are dealing with trigonometry. So first, let us have the little history of trigonometry. So don't worry, this is just a little history of trigonometry. We won't tackle the entire history because that will take us days. So first is the ancient history. So before trigonometry was even born, people already used right triangles in their daily lives. So for example, in ancient Egypt, more than 4,000 years ago, builders known as the rope sketchers used ropes with equally spaced knots to form a triangle with sides of 3, 4, and 5. So for example, this image here is an example of the 12 equally spaced knots. So they used this to create the very famous Pyramid of Egypt with precision. Similarly, on the Babylonian civilization, around the same time, the Babylonians recorded set of numbers on clay tablets that perfectly fit the pattern a squared plus b squared plus c squared. This number are called the Pythagorean triples, which shows that they already knew how right triangles work. So later in ancient Greece, the philosopher Pythagoras and his followers proved this relationship mathematically. His very famous Pythagorean theorem a squared plus b squared plus c squared became one of the greatest ideas in mathematics. So it gave birth to the study of how sides and angles in right triangles are connected and eventually lead to trigonometry itself. So Pythagoras, the man here, likely learned about right triangle from earlier civilization like the Egyptian and Babylonians who already knew practical examples such as the 3-4-5 triangle. But while they used these triangles for measurement, Pythagoras wanted to understand why this relationship worked. So through geometric reasoning, Pythagoras discovered that in every right triangle, the square built on hypotenuse, the longest side, is equal in area to the sum of the squares built on the other two sides. So that makes him create the a squared plus b squared plus the c squared formula. So the Greeks took this idea even further, wherein Hipparchus came into picture. So the man here, Hipparchus of Nicaea, he is often called as the father of trigonometry because he created the first trigonometric tables to measure distance of stars and planets. So later, the Indian and Islamic mathematics refined these ideas, giving names to what we know now as the sine, cosine, and tangent, which is actually the trigonometric ratio that we are calling now, which is the topic of interest of this video. So first, let us understand the right triangle. So for example, we have this right triangle here, and alam naman po natin that right triangles are named based on their angles. So for example, we name this angle, angle A, B, and C. Okay, so meron siyang tatlong angles. So this is the angle A, this one, this is the angle B, and this is the angle C. Now, my dear students, one part Di ba po ang triangles, meron siyang angles and we also have sides. So it has three angles and it has three sides. So yung angles niya, A, B, C. Now, my dear students, it also has sides of opposite. Opposite, my dear students, this is defined as the side across the angle. Pag sinabi nating across the angle, yung ka-opposite daw po nung angle na yan. So, halimbawa, itong angle A, ano ba yung side opposite sa angle A? Di ba po, ito pong side na ito. So, meaning to say, when we are dealing with opposite of angle A, ito pong side na ito, yung tinatawag nating opposite of angle A. Paano naman kung yung reference natin, angle of reference natin is the angle B? Ano naman yung ka-opposite ni angle B? Diba po itong side na ito? So we know now that this side B is the opposite of angle B. And also, we have the adjacent. Pag sinabihin po natin adjacent, this is the side next to the angle. So ano po ba between A and B, side A and side B, which is denoted by the small letters A and B, kapag po mga big letters, they are the angle. Kapag small letters, they are the sides. Now, my dear students, between A and B, ano po ba yung adjacent ni angle A? Ibig sabihin po, the side next to the angle A. So that is the side B. Di ba po? And how about for angle B? Ano ba yung side na next? So what is the side next to angle B? That is the side A. Opo. So again, ang opposite ng angle A is the side A, but its adjacent is the side B. Similarly, kay B po, if the B is our angle of reference, its opposite is the side B, and its adjacent is the side A. Now, my dear students, the hypotenuse naman, which is denoted by letter H, this is the longest side opposite to the right angle. So, between A, B, and C, alin po dyan yung right angle? That is correct. That is the angle C. Ngayon po, yung ka-opposite daw po ng right angle, yun po yung laging hypotenuse, which is the longest side of the right triangle. So, meaning to say, that is the side C. This is the hypotenuse, is the side C. Okay, so the trigonometric ratios, kapag alam na po natin kung sino si opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse, we can now identify these trigonometric ratios. So si theta, my dear students, angle po siya. Opo, halimbawa, the sine A, sine B. So magkakaiba po kasi yung magiging opposite, adjacent ng isang angle. Depende kung aling angle yung tinutukoy. Opo. So kaya we have here the sine theta, which can be either A or B, is equal to the opposite over hypotenuse. Si hypotenuse lang naman po yung hindi nababago dyan. Cosine theta is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and tangent theta is equal to the opposite over adjacent. Now, to put things into context, let us have an illustrative example. So, for example, we have this triangle. We call this the triangle ABC again. And yung pinapahanap sa atin is to find the remaining parts. Now, my dear students, di ba po, tatandaan natin, kapag nahihirapan po mag-memorize, ang tandaan lang po is the SOHCAHTOA. So, sine theta is equal to the opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And the tangent is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. So, SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so ito po yung gagamitin natin. So, ano po ba dyan yung mga nawawala? So, alam natin alam natin that this is 90, correct? This is 90 degrees. Ito po nawawala. Pero alam natin that all triangles, ilan po yung interior angles niya? 180. Very good. So, ibig sabihin po, ang gagawin lang natin is ima-minus natin yung summation ni 90 and 27 para mahanap natin si B. So, yung una natin pwede siyang ma-compute is the angle B. And angle B is equal to 180 minus the summation of the 90 plus the 27 degrees. So that will give us 90 plus 27, that is 117. So minus natin from 180 degrees. So 180 minus 117, that will give us 53. 53 degrees. And that is our answer for angle B. Complete na. Now, my dear students, Di ba po ano lang yung available sa atin dito? Ano po ba si 10? Is it the opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse? So sabi natin, di ba, by definition, a hypotenuse is the longest side which is in the opposite of the right angle. Ang right angle po, it measures 90 degrees. So yung ka-opposite lang naman ni 90 degrees is si 10. So therefore, this is the hypotenuse. So, ang kailangan nating hanapin given si 27, di ba? Given si hypotenuse. So, ibig sabihin, pwede nating gamitin si sine and si cosine in order for us to get the value of A and to get the value of B. Reference point is angle A at hahanapin natin si side A which is its opposite. Ang kailangan po nating gamitin is si sine. Opo, bakit po si sine? Kasi po, naka-opposite niya si A. Opo, so we have the sine A. Sin theta po dapat siya, di ba po? Pero since yung angle of reference natin is si A, papalitan na natin si theta with its A. So sin A is equal to the opposite. Ang opposite po niya is ito po, di ba? Si A. Kaya ilalagay natin A, siya yung nawawala, all over the hypotenuse natin. What is the hypotenuse of this right triangle? That is 10. So we have here 10. So, si angle A natin, di ba, that is 27. Kaya pwede naman natin gamitin na lang yung 27. So, sine 27 degrees. So, since alam natin na si sine is lagi may denominator yan na 1, kapag ginawa nating fraction, at ang interest natin is to find for the sine A, pwede tayong mag-cross multiply. So, yung parang butterfly method. So, A times 1, that will give us A, is equal to sine 27 multiplied by 10. So, we have sine 27 multiplied tayo by the 10. So, using our calculators, so that will give us, so sine 27 multiplied tayo by 10. So, that will give us 4.54. So, meaning to say, our side A measures 4.54 units. And for the side B naman, so let's use this color. So we have, for the sine B, if our reference point or the reference or angle of reference is 27, ano po si B niya? Is it still the opposite or the adjacent naman this time? So kung ang reference po natin is 27, alam natin na yung B niya is our adjacent. At dito pong available na adjacent is the cosine, di ba? So that's why we will use the cosine or the cos of 27, cosine of 27 is equal to the adjacent. Adjacent natin is the side B. So we have B over the hypotenuse natin of 10. So katulad ng ginawa natin kay sine, divide natin ito by 1 kasi lahat naman po ng numbers, lagi may denominator 1, just so we can use the butterfly method or the cross multiplication. So that will give us B, 1 times B, that is B, is equal to cosine 27, multiply natin by the 10. Okay, so that will give us, so again, we have the cosine 27, multiply natin with the 10. So that is 8.91. 8.91 units. And this is for our letter B. Okay, so sabi natin, di ba, right triangle has 3 angles and it has 3 sides. So meron na tayong 3 angles. Angle C is 90, angle A is 27, angle B is 53. Now, we also have 3 sides. So the hypotenuse is 10. Si side A natin, that is 4.54, and our side B is 8.91. And that, my dear students, are our answers. Let us have another example. So for example naman this time, wala tayong available na angles, pero meron tayong dalawang sides na available. So paano naman siya? Still, my dear students, pagkalilimutan, opo, we still have the SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so that is the opposite of our hypotenuse. The cosine adjacent over the hypotenuse. and the tangent that is opposite over the adjacent. Okay, so alam natin that this side is 12, this side is 15, and this side is the hypotenuse. Now, my dear students, kapag may nakita kayong ganyan na available lang two sides, ang pinakamadaling way in order for us to get the third side, considering that this is a right triangle, is to use the Pythagorean theorem. Di ba po, by Pythagorean theorem, c squared is equal to a squared plus the b squared. So alam natin, c squared, siya yung missing, si c is equal to a squared tayo. So ito po si a, so that is 12 squared plus the b is the 15 squared. So 12 squared tayo, that is 144 plus 15 squared, that is 225. So okay, using our calculators, we have 144 plus 225. So that is 369. So is equal to c squared is equal to 369. So 369 natin, in order for us to get the c lang, ano po yung gagawin natin? We need to square root both sides of the equation. So kapag square root natin si c squared, matatanggal si squared, matatanggal si square root, c na lang matitira. So the square root of 369, that will give us 3, the square root of 41. Ito, my dear students, if we wanted our answer to be whole, exact po, we can just simply write 3, the square root of 41 units. Pero, halimbawa, kung gusto nyo po na may points, you can use it as well. Apo. So, just click this one. So, that will give us 19.21. So, our C din po can be approximately 19.21 units. And these, my dear students, are our final answer for the value of the side C, which is our hypotenuse. Now, alam na natin yun pong side A, B, C. Ang nawawala sa atin is the angles, correct? So itong angle na ito, my dear students, we know that this is 90 degrees. Opo, by just looking at it. Kasi po naka-perpendicular siya. We know that this is 90 degrees. Wait lang po. Okay, so yung goal natin is to find for the angle A and for the angle B. Kung ang angle of reference natin is the angle A, so meron po siyang opposite, meron din po siyang adjacent. And that, my dear students, makes us have to use the tangent. We have the tangent of sine A. So tangent A tayo is equal to the opposite natin of 12 over the adjacent natin of 15. So that will give us tan A. Pero ang kailangan lang naman natin si A, di ba? Kaya ang gagawin natin is ililipat natin sa kabila si tan. So paano yan? We need to use the arc tan. Apo. So we have A is equal, if you can still remember the tan with a raised -1, but we don't read that as tan raised to -1 apo. We can read this as the inverse tangent or simply the arc tangent. Arc tangent 12 over 15. So that will give us, okay, so sa calculator po, kailangan lang nating i-shift. Opo, so saan si tangent nandun? So kung makikita nyo, di ba, nakalagay dito arc tangent. So we have the arc tangent of 12 over 15. So that will give us the answer of 38.66. So meaning to say, for the angle A, we have 38.66 degrees. Or kaya, my dear students, para mas clear siya, we can actually use yung meron pong minutes and my seconds. Opo, kasi we're dealing with angles. So kapag ginawa natin yan with the minutes and second, we can read that as 38 degrees. So for the angle A, pwede po natin siyang sabihin na equal siya to 38 degrees, 39 minutes. This is 9. And 35.31 seconds. Apo. So, ganyan siya. 38, 38 degrees, 39 minutes, 35.31 seconds. This, my dear students, is our final answer for the angle A. Now, alam natin, di ba po, my dear students, that all of the interior angles of a right triangle is 180. Kaya pwede naman natin siya na i-add na lang si 38 degrees, 39 minutes, and 35.31 seconds by 90, then yun pong summation niya, isubtract natin by B. Apo. So that will give us, for the angle B, we have 180 degrees minus the summation of 90 plus the 38 degrees, 38.66 degrees. Pwede din siya na lang para mas madali nating isulat. So that will give us 180 degrees minus, this is 0. So 180 degrees minus 128.66 degrees. So that will give us, so 180 minus the answer. So that will give us 51.34 degrees. So pwede din naman si 51.34 degrees. Pero since we are dealing with trigonometry, my dear students, kung gusto natin na very exact, it should be within the degree, minute, and seconds format. So, paano natin gagawin? Simply use this one. So, 51 degrees, 20 minutes, and 24.69 seconds. So, that will give us 51 degrees, 20 minutes, and 24.69 seconds. And these, my dear students, our final answers for this problem. So for the side C, that is 19.21. For the angle A, that is 38 degrees, 39 minutes, and 35.31 seconds. And for the angle B, that is 51 degrees, 20 minutes, and 24.69 seconds. Okay, now okay, so since po doon sa competency natin, we wanted to see the trigonometric ratios in a real-life objects or figure, let us have the problem-solving part. So for example, we have this problem. A 10-meter ladder leans against the wall of a house. The foot of the ladder is placed 5 meters away from the wall. How high up the wall does the ladder reach? What is the angle that the ladder makes with the ground? And what is the angle between the ladder and the wall? Okay, before anything else, let us first have an illustration apo para na-visualize natin. So si ladder daw po, 10 meters siya against the wall of a house. Example, this is the house. This is the wall of the house, and this is the house. Yeah. And meron daw po tayong ladder. So for example, this is the ladder. Let's assume that my drawing is pretty and flawless. So the foot daw po of the ladder is placed 5 meters away. So saan po yung foot of the ladder? So alam natin na ito siya, di ba po, my dear students? Ito daw po, this is 5 meters. So, and a ladder, a 10-meter ladder leans against the wall. So, alin dyan yung ladder? Ito. So, ibig sabihin, itong part na ito, this is 10 meters. So, rewrite that as the 10 meters. So, how high up the wall does the ladder reach? So, ang tinatanong daw po kung ilan daw po yung height nito. So, ito yung pinapahanap natin. Opo, so si side A. Opo, so si side A natin, sabi natin 'di ba kanina, if there are already two available sides, ano po yung ginagamit natin? That is correct. We can use the Pythagorean theorem. Opo, so in this example, ano po si 10? So is it the opposite, the adjacent, or the hypotenuse? So di ba po, this is the hypotenuse. So meaning to say that is the C. So we have the C squared is equal to A squared plus the B squared. Correct? So we have 10 for the C. C, my dear students, lagi po siyang hypotenuse. That's why 10 squared is equal to A squared, siya yung pinapahanap, plus the B squared, that is 5, si B. So 10 squared, that is 100. So equal siya to A squared plus the B squared, that is 25. So, lipat natin sa kabila kasi ang interest lang natin is to find for the letter A or the side A. So, we have 100 minus the 25 from positive, magiging negative siya, is equal to A squared. So, that will give us 75 is equal to A squared. Dahil gusto natin is A lang, hindi naman po A squared yung pinapahanap, we need to square root both sides. Opo. So that will give us the square root of 75. That will give us 5 the square root of 3 because 3 times 25, so that is 75 is equal to A. So this, my dear students, 5 the square root of 3 is actually acceptable. But if we want it in the decimal form, we can din naman po. So that will give us, this, my dear students, should have units. Okay, that is in meters. But if we want it in the decimal form, we can write it as 5 the square root of 3. So equal siya to 8.66 meters. So we can also write so A is equal to 8.66 meters. And this, my dear students, our answers. Okay, so this time, my dear students, meron na tayo kay letter A. Okay, kay letter B naman tayo. What is the angle that the ladder makes with the ground? So, ano daw po yung angle nito? Okay, we denote this as the angle B, standing for the question letter B in this example. So, ano po yung available sa atin? Di ba sabi natin, we have sine that is opposite over hypotenuse. We have the cosine is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And also we have the tangent, which is opposite over the adjacent. Okay, CC5, my dear students, ano po siya? With the reference angle of B, ano po siya? Opposite po ba or adjacent? So 5 po, my dear students, since nasa side po siya ni B, meaning to say this is adjacent. So ang gagamitin po natin is si cosine, considering na yung isa pang available is si hypotenuse. So ibig sabihin, we have the cosine B, is equal to 5, that is the adjacent, 5 over 10 natin, which is our hypotenuse. So sabi natin, di ba, we are interested with the angle B lang. So ibig sabihin, ililipat natin sa kabila si cosine, that will give us the arc cosine of 5 over 10. Okay, so using our calculators, we have the arc cosine, so shift cos, so that will give us the arc cosine symbol. So that is 5 over 10. So that will give us 60. So for this example, our angle B is equal to 60 degrees. Bilog siya. Okay, so how about this one, my dear students? Okay, so what is the angle between the ladder and the wall? So, alam natin that the interior angles of a right triangle is 180. Pwede naman natin na i-add na lang, then subtract. Opo. So, we have for the angle C. Okay, for the angle C, that is 180 minus 90 plus 60. So, that will give us 180 degrees minus 90 plus 60. That will give us 50 or 150. So, 180 degrees minus 150 degrees, that will give us 30 degrees. That is for the angle C. Okay, for example number 4, I want you to pause this video and please try this on your own. So I hope you've already tried this. So let's check if your answers are correct. Example number 4, a guide wire is attached to a point 2 meters below the top of the electric post. The wire forms a 70-degree angle with the ground and is secured to the ground at a point of 5 meters away from the base of the post. So what is the total height of the electric post? For example, this is the electric post. Okay, so if that is the electric post, a guide wire daw po is attached 2 meters below the top of the electric post. So there is, if this is the guide wire, And ito daw pong part na ito, my dear students, this is 2 meters. Magmula dyan, this is 2 meters. The guide wire forms 70 degrees on the ground. So if this is the ground, so ito daw po, this is 70 degrees and is secured to the ground at a point 5 meters away from the base. So this is 5 meters. So what is the total height of the electric post? Now, my dear students, di ba po sabi natin we have the SOHCAHTOA? Di ba po? We have the SO. That is opposite over the hypotenuse. We have the cosine that is adjacent over the hypotenuse. And we have the tangent that is opposite over the adjacent. Okay, so now, what is the total of the height? So ano po yung available sa atin, my dear students? So yung available lang sa atin is si ground natin, the distance from the guide wire to the ground, that is, or from the base and the guide wire. So, meron lang tayong distance of the guide wire attached to the ground from the base, which is 5 meters, and ito pong part na ito, which is actually 2 meters. Ang pinapahanap po sa atin is ito po lahat, magmula dito hanggang dito. So, ito po yung pinapahanap sa atin, the total length of the post. So, given that our reference point is 70 degrees, opo, and this is its adjacent, ito po, this is the opposite. So, ito po yung pinapahanap sa atin. So, ang gagawin natin is to first identify po muna kung ano ito. Magmula po dito hanggang dito. So, itong 2 meters, alam natin that that is 2 meters eh. Pero ito po, 2 meters kasi after or below the post is actually the guard wire attached. So, meaning to say, from dito hanggang dito, yun lang po yung cover ni 70 degrees. So, if this is the 90 degrees, we know that this is the 20 degrees. Di ba po? So, ibig sabihin po, my dear students, ang makukuha lang natin na height ng post is from this point hanggang dito lang siya. Hindi kasama si 2 meters. Pero mamaya, pwede naman nating i-add na lang. So, if we will do that, alin po dito sa tatlong trigonometric functions yung gagamitin natin? So, we have this reference angle 70 degrees. We have these 5 meters as our adjacent. This will be our opposite si x. So, yung gagamitin natin dyan, since hindi naman available si hypotenuse, hindi si SO, hindi din po si K, we have the tangent, that is TOA. So, in order for us to solve this problem, we will have the tangent 70 degrees is equal to the opposite natin, hindi natin alam, that is x pa, all over 5. So, di ba po, ang goal natin is to find for the x kasi post po yung pinapahanap sa atin. So, we need to divide that by 1. So, cross-multiply po ulit tayo, or the butterfly method. So, 1 times x, that will give us x. So, multiply natin siya by the 5. So, that will give us, in our calculator, tangent 70 multiplied by 5, that will give us 13.74. So we have x. So that will give us 13.74 meters sa x. Pero since we are dealing with the total, that is equal to 13.74 meters plus the 2 meters. So that will give us 15.74 meters. And that, my dear students, is our answer. Okay, so first things first, let us have an illustration. So please pardon my drawing. So for example, this is the helicopter. Let's assume that my helicopter is perfect. So that is the helicopter. Yeah, that is the helicopter. And sabi dito, it starts flying daw po. So, ito yung starting point niya. If this is the ground, if this is the ground, my dear students, ito daw po is 25 degrees. According to the problem, this is 25 degrees. Talagay po dito sa problem, after flying 600 meters along its flight path. So, alin po yung flight path niya? So, ito po yung flight path niya. Yung dinaanan daw niya po, that is 600 meters. So, we have here 600 meters. So, in this problem, nakalagay, determine daw po how high the helicopter is above the ground. So, that is actually the altitude of the helicopter. So, yung hinahanap po natin is ito. What is the altitude? And how far has it traveled? So, ito po yung pinapahanap natin, the x and this one. How far has it traveled horizontally? So, magmula dito hanggang dito, kung ilan daw po yan, that is our y. Yung pinapahanap sa atin is the x, the altitude, and the y. So, for problem letter A, we are interested to get the altitude of the helicopter. So, if this is the angle of reference, my dear students, ano po ito? This is the opposite, correct? So, ang gagamitin natin is the sine, correct? So, we have the sine 25 degrees is equal to the opposite. Ang opposite niya po is x over the hypotenuse. Alin po yung hypotenuse dyan? Ito po bang y or itong 600? So, this 600 is the hypotenuse. Bakit po? Kasi po, siya po yung opposite nitong 90 degrees natin. So, alam po naman natin, di ba, na perpendicular line creates 90 degrees. So, since ka-opposite niya, yung 600, meaning to say 600 meters, my dear students, yung pinaka-hypotenuse niya. So, that will give us one denominator. So, still, gagamitin natin yung cross multiplication. So 1 times x, that will give us x. So we have sine 25 degrees multiplied tayo by 600. So that will give us, so we have sine 25 multiplied tayo by 600. That will give us 253.57. So that is the distance. That is in meters. So, yung height niya po, my dear students, that is 253.50. That is meters. Okay, how about for letter B? So, since, okay, so if our 25 degrees is our angle of reference, ano naman yung relation niya kay y? So, this side, my dear students, is our adjacent. Apo, kasi katabi siya no reference angle natin. So, that will give us, for letter B, okay, for letter B, we have the cosine of 25 degrees is equal to, so we have the y over the 600. So again, denominator of 1, then cross multiply. So y times y times 1, that will give us y, is equal to 600 multiplied by cosine 25. So ito, my dear students, baka sabihin niyo po, ma'am, bakit po magkabaliktad? Okay lang po yan, my dear students. Opo, kasi multiplication naman siya. Kahit alin yung mauna, still similar din naman yung answer. Okay, so we have 600. So we have 600 multiplied. So multiplied tayo by the cosine of 25. So that will give us 554.74. So for our y, our final answer is 543.79. And that, my dear students, our answers. So for letter A, that is 253.57. And for letter B, that is 543.79. So that's it for today, my dear students. If you still have questions, please don't hesitate to comment down below. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye po!